Well, the first thing is that the number of coaches in Asia is relatively small. Coaching's been alive in Asia for 20 years. However, there's still relatively low numbers of coaches in Asia compared to other parts of the world. There was a recent ICF global survey, and it revealed that there's just over 8,000 coaches in Asia, both internal and external, compared to Europe, which has over 23,000. Now, if you think about that in relationship to population, Asia has 60% of the world's population, Europe's got 10% of the world's population, and yet there are such a smaller number of coaches in Asia. So there's a sense that we have at AoEC that there's still a huge opportunity for growing the coach population in Asia. Businesses are maturing. Asia's certainly become very prominent in terms of global headquarters for international organizations. And as that continues to grow, and as the region continues to grow in terms of its proportion of GDP of the world's GDP total, coaching will also grow. So there's a big upside for coaching in Asia, and we believe that that will continue to grow for the next decade. What's interesting is that external coaches like myself and like many people operating have an even lower number by global standards. So in Asia, there's about 4,500 external coaches compared to Western Europe with 20,500. So very undersupplied in a sense, vis-a-vis the number of coaches in Europe. So we think there's a huge growth opportunity. One of the other things we believe is that internal coaching is becoming increasingly important. Now, in Asia, internal coaching seems more popular. So there's there's close to 3,500 internal coaches in Asia compared to Europe with under 3,000. So there's actually more internal coaches in Asia than there are in Europe. Internal coaching is where you've got a line manager or a leader who's undertaken some coach training and is either in a part-time or quasi-coaching role, along with their HR role or along with their leadership role. So where does that place AoEC? Well, first of all, we're a global organisation. We're in 14 locations across the globe. We've trained over 13,000 coaches. So if you think about that, that's about 1.5 times the number of existing coaches in Asia already have been trained by the AoEC. It's a high quality, globally benchmarked program that we run. And because it's global, you've got that international perspective that's being brought from all the best practice, the training that's been done in other parts of the world over the last 20 years, and bringing that into Asia so that we know we've got a very high quality program. Internal coaching is very important to AoEC, and we believe that we've got an edge in terms of understanding the internal coaching market. AoEC's got its own dedicated consulting business. Part of the important part of the role of that consulting business is to talk to the big corporates and try and understand what their needs are in terms of supplying all sorts of things coaching inside an organization. So part of that is training internal coaches, but part of it's also understanding from a corporate perspective how they're growing their internal coaching capability and what other requirements are needed. So AoEC is ideally placed to be able to lead the growth of internal coaching in Asia and train those coaches. The other thing that's quite special and unique to the AoEC is that we've got this global presence, global standard, but we've got local sensitivity. So the faculty that delivers the program are locals, or they're expats like me that have spent a large number of years in Asia. I've lived in Asia for 20 years. And this local sensitivity is very important because culture is different, and the way coaching shows up in different parts of the world will vary a little on the basis that it needs to match the cultural sensitivities. So we think AoEC is ideally placed to make a contribution to coach training in Asia. The faculty that will be training you, if you decide to come on one of our programs, is, with the exception of myself, a little bit younger. We also make sure we've got a good mix of genders, because we know that's important in Asia. Females make up about 60% of the coaches in Asia, and our faculty will reflect that.